This is the Red Sox POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Boston Red Sox, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Let us, on this Sunday night, stress the positives. Red Sox score 6 runs in the first inning. Sox able to avoid being swept at home at Fenway by the Yankees. Garrett Crochet, 12 strikeouts. Sox with the victory Sunday night, their first winning season since 2021. Reality, though, they held on for a 6-4 victory after scoring 6 in the first inning. Again, let's stress the positives here. That's what we like to do on our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, longtime play-by-play announcer and storyteller, here to remind you that Wade Boggs broke into pro ball with the Elmira Pioneers in the New York Penn League back in 1976. He was 18. Did not make his major league debut until 1982 when he was 23. Our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if that $5 bet wins, you're going to receive $300 in bonus bets to use across the FanDuel app. Download the FanDuel app today. Yes, we want to hear from you, our first-timers, our everydayers, and our Royal Rooters. Hit that comment button if you're with us on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel. Share your thoughts on the Red Sox picking up the victory. Yeah, the Yankees made things interesting. Yeah, Garrett Crochet stumbled on the mound, and you thought, uh-oh, what happened there? Alex Cora telling Buster Olney, hey, it happens a couple of times a year. He's okay. Latest Locked On Red Sox YouTube postcast, again, presented by FanDuel. Red Sox take the finale, and yes, 2025, a winning season for the Boston Red Sox.
This is what you'll be talking about.
6 runs in the first inning. Again, the final 6-4. Garrett Crochet giving up a couple of home runs. Steven Matz also giving up a home run. But 6 runs across in the first inning. And the Red Sox, again, I do stress, hold on for a 6-4 victory. Will Warren, I give him a lot of credit, gave up the 6 runs in the first and then gave up nothing else. He really saved the bullpen. I got a little bone to pick with the Red Sox offense. Alex Bregman, I heard him with Buster Olney right as ESPN was at the end of the game broadcast. By the way, Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, that was the final Red Sox-Yankees game on ESPN TV on Sunday Night Baseball, as that package is going, I believe, to NBC in the future. Anyway, Alex Cora said, hey, string together good at-bats. That's what the Red Sox did in the first inning against Will Warren. Jarren Duran leads off with a triple. If you're going to face the Yankees in the best 2 out of 3 wild card series, you want to see Giancarlo Stanton in the outfield as much as possible. Now, Duran hits that one off the wall, and it goes for a triple. Alex Bregman, next batter, 2 batters in, RBI knock, and the Red Sox up 1-0. They end up scoring as they had 5 straight batters reach against Warren with base hits. Romy Gonzalez, RBI knock, an RBI double, extending his hit streak to 14 in a row, and Carlos Narvaez capped that big first inning off with a solo home run, his 14th on the season. After that, the Red Sox offense not doing a whole heck of a lot. Here's where I have a bone to pick with the Red Sox offense. Okay, Will Warren settled in. Gave up the 6 runs on, I believe, 10 total hits. But the Red Sox had 6 total hits from the second inning, almost all the way through the rest of the game. Actually, it was 7 hits from the second inning on, all the way through the bottom half of the 8th inning. But you don't do anything against Oval in the 6th inning. You've got Mark Leiter and Paul Blackburn for the 7th and 8th innings, and you do nothing against those 2 guys. Those guys usually come into games with the gasoline, and what they do is they pour gasoline on the fire. You did not score in the 7th. You did not score in the 8th inning. So Matz gives up the home run, and Matz worked the 7th inning, gave up the home run with 1 out to Caballero. And that made it a 6-4 ball game. Came back, got the next 2 hitters. Garrett Whitlock in the 8th inning gives up the single to Judge. Judge in that 8th inning did not come to the plate where he could tie it up with 1 swing. Had a home run earlier in the game against Garrett Crochet. But Judge a single against Whitlock in the top of the 8th inning. Whitlock locked in. How about that? Bellinger, strikeout. Stanton, strikeout. Grisham for Rosario, strikeout. Then Chapman, 1-2-3, 9th inning. Goldschmidt on the ground to short. Story, bad throw. Out of the baseline, that's the first out. Romy Gonzalez making a nice play on Chisholm to retire him for out number 2, and then Caballero came to the plate. Again, they did not get the tying run to the plate against Chapman in that top of the 9th inning. That was huge because the offense, again, after the first inning, doing very little. But as I said, Alex Bregman with Buster Olney on ESPN TV, we strung together hits in the first inning. Yes, there was a solo home run. Yes, you hit for the cycle in that first inning against Warren. The leadoff triple by Duran. And for Duran, what? Triple number 13 on the season? Narvaez the home run. As a team, you hit for the cycle in that first inning. You strung together hits. 5 in a row to open up against Warren. That's what this team has to do. With the big boppers out of the lineup right now, with a guy, I mean, you've got Story and Bregman. Bregman hit the home run on Saturday in the loss off the pesky pole down the right field line. But come on, that's how you have to score. And you do have to score more after the first inning. I'm not just saying with 2 weeks left in the regular season. This is for October baseball that Alex Cora doesn't want us talking about right now. This is a big win, and you can thank the New York Mets as well because the Mets win against the Rangers. They've got their own difficulties right now. They ended a long losing streak on Sunday, and the Red Sox pick up a full game on the Rangers, who are bearing down on the Mariners, the Astros, the top 2 teams in the AL West, and the Red Sox. And you're back to just a game and a half behind the Yankees. Now, the Yankees go to Minnesota. If you know baseball, if you pay attention to baseball, you know the Yankees own the Minnesota Twins. So don't expect any help over the next couple of days from the Minnesota Twins. You lose the first 2, you win the finale with Garrett Crochet. Gives up 2 home runs in the outing, but ends up picking up the win as well. Crochet ties a season high with 12 strikeouts. A couple of numbers of the night for Crochet. Red Sox are now 21-9 on the season in his 30 starts. He picked up his 16th win on the season overall and his 3rd this season against the Yankees. That's what you want from your ace left-hander. He struck out 12. He went 6. I much would have rather preferred, and probably you too, if he struck out 6 batters and went 7. But he gave you a strong 6. Matz gives up the home run in the 7th inning, but then you had Whitlock and Chapman, couple of rough outings, couple of shaky outings, his previous 2 earlier in the week, 1 against the A's, 1 against the Yankees, but he works a 1-2-3 9th inning. Chapman back to being Chapman. And he didn't let it snowball. 1-2-3 in the 9th inning, wasn't fooling around. I believe his 30th save on the season. I mentioned Romy Gonzalez, RBI double in that 6-run first inning, 14-game hit streak for Gonzalez. On the other side, Cedar Rafaela, boy, do you need a day off. You get that on Monday. But I feel like he could use a couple of days. Cubs tried that with Pete Crow Armstrong. They tried it with Kyle Tucker. I don't know. I don't know what you do with Cedar Rafaela right now. 0 for 4. National broadcast. Rafaela 0 for 4. Now 2 hits in his last 32 at-bats. Eduardo Perez talking hitting, talking Rafaela. We know he expands the strike zone. But really, you could throw the ball to the backstop right now on the first pitch to Rafaela. He's going to swing. He's in swing mode. He's shown no ability whatsoever. A short time there. We had a great stretch. Remember, he walked twice in the game the other day. I believe it was in the game notes. It's like his 3rd or 4th time. It's a big celebratory note. He walked multiple times in the game for the 3rd or 4th time in his career. I'm not saying he needs to be a walk machine and play for Billy Beane and the A's back in the early 2000s when they wrote a book and created a movie called Moneyball. But he's just hoping the ball finds the bat. And right now, he's not finding any open areas in the outfield, and he ain't hitting them where they ain't either. Red Sox pick up a victory. Off day Monday, 3 against the Athletics starting on Tuesday. And by the way, for that series against the Athletics, you've got TBA on Tuesday. Is it going to be early? Is it going to be Harrison? Can they pitch together? I'd love to see them both go 3 or 4 innings each. Let them both pitch on Tuesday. They're both on the active roster. After TBA on Tuesday, it looks like Peyton Toley's going to get the start in Game 2 of the series against the Athletics. Then you've got Giolito. Then you're on the road for the final road trip of the season, Rays and Blue Jays in Tampa and Toronto. You just don't want to be swept at this point in the season. That's the silver lining here. The Red Sox do avoid being swept at home for the 2nd time this year. and they do win the season series against the Yankees. So, again, a game and a half for that top wild card spot. You did not want it getting to 3.5. So, to a certain degree, mission accomplished. More numbers of the night as the Red Sox pick up the victory. Yes, that magic number again comes into play, that number 5. They score 5 or more runs. It's led to great success of late. Glad you're with us on this Tuesday, or on this, I'm looking ahead to Tuesday. Glad you're with us on this Sunday as the Red Sox beat the Yankees at Fenway Park. Our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast, Locked On Red Sox, your team every day, presented by FanDuel. Hey, you know what time of the season it is. Yeah, baseball's wrapping up, but the NFL season is here as well. Patriots pick up their first win. FanDuel is making sure you are ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if that first $5 bet wins, you are going to receive $300 in bonus bets to use across the FanDuel app. You're going to love using FanDuel because it fits however you like to bet. Player props, building a same-game parlay, or even jumping in as the action unfolds. It makes every game more exciting, whether you're watching your team or just keeping an eye on your fantasy lineup. It's quick, it's easy, and it's the best way to add a little more energy to your Sunday. So, are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com. Place your first $5 bet. If it wins, you're going to receive $300 in bonus bets to use across the FanDuel app. Locked On Red Sox postcast also presented by Prize Picks, the daily fantasy app where making the right call can actually pay off. You and I, hey, we make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right means cashing in. With football back, Prize Picks is the simplest and the fastest way to get in on the action. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player projections, and you can turn your takes into real prizes all in less than 60 seconds. Maybe right now, and you're going to love the fact that Prize Picks has terrific features to offer. Such a fun way to stay locked in for the season, quick, easy, and it'll become your favorite way to follow along with the football season. You're going to love checking projections like Josh Allen for more or less than 270 passing yards, or Saquon Barkley for more or less with 1 rushing touchdown. This week's max discounts include, for September 21, Patrick Mahomes over a half yards passing. Yeah, you can win and cash in on that one. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code LOCKEDONMLB, and you're going to receive $50 off in lineups, or $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code LOCKEDONMLB for $50 in lineups after your first $5 play. Prize Picks. Hey, it's good to be right. Get into it with your comments here on the Locked On Red Sox postcast in just a minute. Again, glad you're with us on what is a Sunday. Red Sox have the Monday off. Actually, they're going to have Monday off each of the final 2 weeks of the regular season. So off day Monday, 3, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, day game on Thursday. Then it's off to Tampa. 7:35 first pitch from Tampa, Florida, and Steinbrenner Field on Friday. And then I believe it's a 7:05 first pitch on Saturday. Then just after noon Eastern on Sunday for the series finale. Then it's off to Toronto, and then you've got 3 at home against the Detroit Tigers. And really, you're looking at that final week of the regular season. Toronto could very well have, and they either might have the AL East division title wrapped up, or the Red Sox might be in Toronto when the Blue Jays possibly clinch the AL East title. And then you go to Detroit. Detroit comes to Boston. It may very well be the Tigers have the AL Central clinched for that just before that final series of the regular season. With that, I don't think you would face Tarek Skubal. They would line him up to go. Actually, they probably would have the opening round bye, as you would call it now in Major League Baseball's postseason as well. Yeah, it's a tournament. I don't like calling it a tournament. But Major League Baseball's October postseason now is basically, with the seeding and the buys in the opening round, the best 2 out of 3 wild card round, you've got a tournament. No sweep. The huge first inning for the Red Sox. And, hey, we've seen some of these big innings before from the Red Sox this season. Red Sox, for the 7th time this year, scoring 4 or more runs in the first inning of a game. Red Sox finish up 9-4 against the Yankees. That could become a factor. Now, they clinched the season series against the Yankees a while ago. Remember, I think they were 8-1, and then the Yankees winning 3 in a row, including the first 2 of this series that just wrapped up with a Red Sox victory. And again, the magic number for me right now for the Red Sox, it's simple. Score 5 or more runs, that's success. That usually has resulted in a win. In fact, 31-2 over their last 33 games where they've scored 5 or more runs. Red Sox clinch a winning season for the first time since 2021. We're not popping champagne yet, but a winning season. That feels good. 82 victories, 92-70 record in 2021. And with that, they lost in the ALCS to the Houston Astros. But a winning season here. 82 wins. Remember, 3 straight losses coming into Sunday's series finale. So they were stuck on that 81 for a couple of days there. But 82 wins now. 8 victories to 90. I still think, and I've harped on that number for a while, you hit 90 victories, you should be at least one of the 3 wild card teams. I'll say that. And Texas, right now, they need 11 victories to get there. So again, 3-game lead, a game up on Houston for the number 2 wild card spot, game and a half behind the Yankees for the top wild card spot in the American League, and 3 full games up on the Texas Rangers as well. Let's get to your comments here. Glad you're with us once again on the Locked On Red Sox postcast, talking about the Red Sox victory against the Yankees as they jumped out to a 6-0 lead. And yes, you have to say it, they held on for the win. Who is our leadoff hitter on this Sunday night? We've got Marcus. Hey, Steve, still at Fenway watching the show. The stadium's still buzzing. Marcus, appreciate that. If you go to hey, let's see the Red Sox get a home game at Fenway. Again, this is what is there for the Red Sox. You're the top wild card spot. You've got home field advantage, likely against the Yankees in the best 2 out of 3. You've got not only home field advantage, you've got all 3. Marcus, appreciate you checking in there. I'm trying to get my son. Now, I use this word because I've heard other people use it, matriculating at Emerson College in Boston. I'm trying to get him to Fenway Park. Hey, you might not have a ticket to the game, but just go a few hours early. Hang out there during the game. You can eat, you can get the music, you can listen to the crowd from outside the ballpark. Get over there from Emerson and enjoy yourself. Probably happen next year. Might not ever happen. Craig, Bo Sox win what was in reality a playoff game. Yeah, and to a certain degree, Craig, Alex Cora said it last year, and he's managed certain games where it's basically been the playoffs for a while. And you knew it was going to be Whitlock, and you knew it was going to be Chapman tonight with a 2-run lead going to the 8th inning. Whitlock, 3 times in that 8th inning, faced the tying run at the plate and got 3 straight strikeouts after giving up the leadoff single to Judge. By the way, Stanton in the 1st inning, playing that into a triple for Jarren Duran, and then Duran yet again playing a wall ball off the Green Monster and keeping Judge. Now, granted, Judge hit it hard. I'm not sure if it was 100-plus off the bat or not, but that's what Duran does in left field at Fenway Park. Red Sox diehard, we needed that one! Exclamation point. Throw a couple more in there, Red Sox diehard. I hate losing to the Yankees. That's understandable. That was a classic game in a lot of ways. It really was. I mean, Crochet, 6 innings, 3 runs, 12 strikeouts. Walked only 1. Picks up the win, 16th on the year. And as I mentioned, a number of the night, 3-0 and 4 starts against the Yankees. That's what your ace does against good teams in September and against your biggest rival as well. Parquet Poppy. What's up, Royal Rooters? What's up with you, Parquet Poppy? Red Sox diehard. Romy, my homie. Yeah, 14-game hit streak. Another multi-hit game as well for Romy Gonzalez. And you'll take it. You just need to continue to move the line. 5 straight hits to open up against Warren. 6-0 lead after the 1st inning. Royal Rooters, baby. Go Red Sox. That from Red Sox diehard. Parquet Poppy. A win is a win, but man, after that Rafaela 1 pitch out, everyone else folded. Yeah, but again, you got out to the lead. You went from there. Who's checking in? CH Man, glad we didn't get swept by the McDonald's of MLB. I wish they would throw at Chaz. Nah. Chisholm's jaw. No, I don't want that. I would never advocate for that. Hate that dude and truly reignite the rivalry. The rivalry's there. It's always going to be there. I said, up and in, if I'm saying, hey, get a little amped up a little bit, across the board, somebody, I'm not asking for injuries to any player, but I do believe throwing inside. I do believe sending a message, and you had one of the best ever do that. Actually, I'm sorry, you've had several of the best ever. You had Rocket, you had Pedro, and there's other Red Sox pitchers over the years who would flip you if they wanted to and pitch you inside. That doesn't happen in Major League Baseball anymore. George White. Well, that was such a needed win, and Texas losing. Yeah, big day, big Sunday for the Red Sox. SETI is ice cold from George White. Yeah, it's not pretty up there right now. Arctic cold from Parquet Poppy. What's next? Off day on Monday. You get a well-deserved off day from me. We're back at it on Tuesday. We'll be on within minutes of the final out, game 1 of the 3-game series against the A's. Win the series, but really, you want to sweep. Interested to see what they'll do. I'm not sure if they announced it after Sunday night's victory against the Yankees, but that right now for me is TBA, to be announced for the starting pitcher on Tuesday. If it's early, he's going to make 2 straight starts to open up his big league career against the A's. Last time out, 11 strikeouts. Second Red Sox pitcher to do that as a rookie in his major league debut. Don Ossie did it back in the 1970s. I tell you that to pretty much try to and very much remember that I have a memory. Again, we'll be on with you within minutes of the final out Tuesday with our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. A tip of the cap to you, our Royal Rooters. We always appreciate all your support in helping make this the number one place to hang out immediately after every Red Sox game. TBA against the Oakland A's on Tuesday. 2 weeks left in the regular season. Locked On Sports, your team, your Red Sox, every day. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday and your Monday, everybody.